Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Sighted. This is Jesse, and I am back for another low vision spotlight game video. Hopefully, this game goes well for this recording because I would like to get this out for Halloween. We are taking a look at Alan Wake 2. I covered the PC port of this game several years back, and I remember playing the original on the Xbox 360 when it came out. Really enjoyed it actually. It had this kind of Twin Peaks vibe to it, and then it had just some kind of unique shooting and gameplay mechanics. Because the whole gist of it was like you're Alan Wake, this writer. You and your wife are going on this little vacation or seeming vacation. Um, she kind of tricks you into like, oh, well, you're having trouble writing, and then she has a typewriter. She's like, oh, well, maybe if you get some secluded area, you can, come up with some ideas. He runs off for a little while. She's in the cabin, and she has this fear of the dark thing, phobia going on. And she disappears, gets sucked into this lake thing, and everything. There's all this supernatural craziness that goes on. I beat the original game. Never beat American Nightmare. I should go back and try to play that. And apparently, even Alan Wake 2 now, it ties into Control, which I have started to play a couple of times. Once on the PS4, or no, it was PS4, PS5. And then I was going to play it on the PC, but it was before I got my new rig, and it was just not having it. I mean, it did not run very well at all. I know it has some nice ray tracing and stuff, so I could go back and play Control on the PC. But Alan Wake 2 is kind of interesting because, on one hand, it is more of a horror type of game, but on the other hand, it's kind of like a detective procedural mystery kind of a thing, because you have Alan Wake, but then you have this all new character that you play as, Saga Anderson. Yes, that is her name, and she's this FBI detective. And I have not actually even played as Alan Wake yet. So far, we are going into this Bright Falls town, which is where the first game took place. And we are investigating a series of murders. We have looked at a crime scene. There was a body. So we were in the forest for a little while. Then we got into the town. And I just finished chapter 1, and there was some craziness going on. We went to the morgue to look at the body, figure out some clues. And everything went all nightmare. And this presumable corpse just got up and started walking again, to the point where I had to get my gun and shoot it in the face. And that's pretty much where we ended chapter 1. So we're going to pick up pretty much right where chapter 2 is. And before I go into the game itself, let's go under options. Here's the one thing that I am very kind of sad about. Control had at least a start to accessibility. They had some assists. They even had like an invulnerability mode where you could play the game where you couldn't die. I never played that mode when I tried it, but it was cool that it was there. You had difficulty settings. You had this invincible mode. But there was no menu narration. There was no text-to-speech. There was, not a lot of the waypoint finding that you would find in, other modern games that we've seen lately. And this one, at least from what I've seen, unless I missed it, there really isn't that invulnerability option. So under our options here, so we got tutorial messages, mouse and keyboard settings. We got a bunch of sensitivity options, which is good. Aim sensitivity, vertical, horizontal sensitivity, invert mouse, Controller, vibration sensitivity, horizontal, vertical, aim. So there's, that's good. I like that there's that. There is there's a toggle. So if you're streaming or you don't want to see, like, the first body that you find in the woods is naked, and you can turn on like a nudity filter so it's more streamer friendly, or you don't want to see that type of thing. Um, but we do have our control options here. Looks like we can rebind them. That's good. I am playing the PC version via the Epic Game Store, by the way. So you do have your keyboard and mouse rebindings. Got a bunch of display options here. Now, people were complaining a lot when they recently announced the PC system requirements, because they're like, oh, you need this like 30 series card or whatever to even play on low or medium or something. Now, I have the 4070 Ti, and so far it's run very well. I do have some ray tracing. Everything is usually either set to medium or high. That's where things are generally set right now, just by default or what it chose. So I did get a warning when I first launched the game. It said, hey, your graphics drivers are out of date. So I closed the game and I went and got the GeForce Experience, or I went in there and grabbed the most recent updates. So maybe they're a little bit more optimized. Audio, we do have a lot of different sliders. Now we do have a bass reduction thing, so you can do that. That's a good thing. The other thing that I thought was kind of neat is it's called hyper, how do you say that? Hyperacusis filter. And that is where, like, if you have really high pitched noises, you can kind of bring them down into a more pleasant register. Some people are really sensitive to that. I mean, I can deal with them, but I don't like high pitched things either. Maybe why I don't like anime so much, because all the voices are like so high. But anyway, so there's no accessibility menu. There's just not a lot here as far as modern accessibility things. We do have subtitle options. We do have language options. Interface, you can turn the aiming dot. You can have it on only when you're in combat, or all the time, or off. You do have a few subtitle options, and I will say at least the subtitles are decently large. I mean, I can't read them just because I have trouble reading subtitles in general. But I would say, just by looking at them, I think a lot of people will have a decent time being able to read them. So those are some of the options. Let's go into just continue here. And yeah, so the system requirements are pretty high. You need to have an SSD, if I remember correctly. You'll just have to look and see if your machine can run it, if you want to run this on the PC. Otherwise, just get the PlayStation or Xbox version.
But he still got up. The page predicted all of it. It helped me fight him.
He just disappeared. What the hell is going on here?
We need to figure that out if we're going to do anything about it. Somehow we need to make sense of this.
Ooh, we're getting a little framey here. Probably because of my recording. So, before we go any further, I can hit Tab. And now I'm in my own little headspace, as she calls it. I think she calls it headspace, I forget. And it's like it's kind of like a little virtual room here, where, she's supposed to be this hotshot detective. And you see up ahead here, we've got this kind of a case board here. And I can click on it. And then I can pan around. So basically, as I'm finding clues in the game, they will kind of pop up at the bottom here, like right here. So I've got something here. Where should I shove?
Man turned into a monster. Light as a way to fight him. Pages predicting the future.
I didn't even let go.
There's no rational explanation. This is the case we must solve.
Oh, okay, so it just... Okay, so it just put it up there. Okay. So yeah, so now we have this whole new mystery that we need to solve that is kind of related. So these are all the clues that I've gotten thus far in the game. I will say the text is a bit harder to read. It could be worse, actually. It's not horrible, but text to speech when I hover over things would be super, super nice. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of times when you're looking in the environment where you see as I hover over a picture here, but there's even like notebooks and pages that you find in the world where when you hover your mouse over them, that's how you kind of bring up the overlay that some games have. So instead of like, just hitting E or F on a notebook, you kind of just have to hover over usually the upper right corner of the page, and then you'll get the overlay. So that's really bad if you are trying to use the mouse and you try to use magnifier. Because the moment you move your mouse away, your overlay with your actual typed text is going to disappear. So that's problematic. But this is your, like I said, this is your case board, but then I can also hit E or Q. And so I have these different things here that I can do. So here is once I encounter people, so this was the victim. These are two people that were in the cafe, these witnesses or whatever. So I can click on.
Cult of the tree. What are the bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists.
So I have heard these things before. So we've got all these different sorts of. Now we're back to our case board. So I can go ahead and hit escape. And I can manually just walk around my little headspace room here. And I can just go ahead and, I can walk up to this table. This is where those photos are. Or I can walk over to my board over there. And like I said, this is all in Saga's head. That's her headspace. And I can just hit tab, whoop, and now we're back into the real world. So now we have number options. Let's talk to our detective buddy over here.
There's no rational explanation to what we just saw.
I'd love to blame this on mass hallucination caused by inhaling volcanic gas, but we both know that's bullshit. This was supernatural.
Well, I'm glad you were the one to say it. Now we can figure out a way forward.
And that voice actor, I believe, is the guy. If you listen closely, you can kind of tell. I believe it's the same voice actor who voiced Max Payne.
Breaker dropped one before he disappeared. Right before things got crazy, Sheriff Breaker just vanished.
Maybe the sheriff knew more than he was letting on.
He seemed anxious, like he dreaded what was coming. One more mystery.
Okay.
The victim of a ritualistic murder turns into a monster. Is there a connection?
Looks to me like the cult of the tree is performing rituals to create monsters.
Maybe. We need to start with learning this cult's goal, their purpose.
Okay. So
There's one of the pages on the floor.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake.
So that's Alan.
Saga had to pursue Nightingale into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult. A ritual. Saga would learn how. Stop the monster.
So Saga is finding these pages, kind of just like how Alan did in the first game, where there's like these written pages that are basically telling her story as she's right before she's experiencing them. So she's been weirding out. We met somebody in the cafe earlier that like she didn't know, but they claimed to know her and a lot about her. So it's just we'll explore this area a little bit. And like I said, I love the atmosphere of this game and the world building. Like everything about this, I really do enjoy. I did a couple I wrote a couple posts on Twitter last night, as I'm recording this, and I said, I'm not really sure what I think of this game yet. I've only really fought one bad guy, which, I mean, I don't mind if it's not combat heavy. You can have combat heavy sections, that's fine. But some of the crime scene stuff can be a little visually hard. I kind of just really look in the environment for little keyboard prompts, like if I see an F, or sometimes I'll see a 1, which means, like 1 or 2, which means I can hit that number to trigger a dialogue option. But there really isn't a lot of, again, there's not a lot of like a detective vision that I know of, to where, like, oh, here's some objects in the environment around me that I can highlight or something. Okay, so can I... Ooh, let's...
Must be locked from the other side.
Okay, so I have a feeling if it's anything like the first game, we're probably going to be revisiting a lot of these environments. And I just saw that vent thing. I'm going, something tells me I'm going to be coming back here and I'll have to do some sneaky.
Did the fucker take it with him?
So we are in the basement of the police station.
It's not opening.
All right, fair enough. Okay, that guy's seen better days. I'm just looking for any kind of collectibles, any ammo, because if I have any ammo, it's not much, and it is still kind of dark, so I'm playing this when it is basically pitch black in my apartment, which is the only way to really play this. But even then, with my flashlight, some of the areas can be maybe a tiny bit on the dark side. I do wish there were a few more, like shinies, like to really make things stand out. And you see some of those, I kind of get a kick out of the... I notice when you're going through certain parts of the environment, you'll see the environment almost has like this weird, like staticky filter thing to it. So I think, unless do I have to, let me go into my headspace real quick. Can I do anything in here? Oh, okay, hang on. So, let's see, let's put you... Oh. Well, sometimes I'm not exactly sure where I'm supposed to put stuff. Okay, so we've got all of these up. Okay, here we go.
The page places Nightingale back at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale was the victim.
We need to head over there, stop him, before anyone else gets hurt.
Okay.
All right, let's follow. For pathfinding, at least so far, we've had our FBI buddy.
We heard gunshots. Y'all okay? Did you get spooked by the bodies?
Sheriff Breaker disappeared. Nightingale turned
Deputy
into
and some other
monster in
dimwit
our
police
office.
officer.
You two handle things here. We need to get back to Cauldron Lake immediately.
Fuck me. That's terrible. We'll do what we can, man.
Okay. But what I was saying was I've had, as I've been playing as Saga here, I've always had my FBI dude, and sometimes he'll kind of
That's crazy, right, Thornton?
be walking
Nightingale's heart was missing.
ahead of me.
How could he do anything?
Let's look around down here. Can I go in here?
That's crazy talk.
No.
Monsters aren't real, and the sheriff disappeared. Like poof, he's gone like magic. Magic's not real.
And you do want to stop and listen because there's a lot of good dialogue in these games usually.
I need something to cut this.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things. I've explored the town a little bit and I've found places where, like, oh, I need a key, or I might need a wire cutter, or different things. So it's clear that we're going to be popping back and forth between, I think, a few key areas. I wouldn't call this an open world game, but I would call it like a, again, you're in these
Fine pair.
bigger settings. I can turn my flashlight on and off at any time by hitting E, which is kind of funny because I could usually hit E to interact in other games and then F for flashlight. But in this game, by default, they're backwards, so sure, I guess. Look at all the particle effects, though. There's just really neat effects in this game. Like, this is I think this is Unreal Engine 5, or I don't know what engine it is, but it is a pretty damn fine looking game, especially if you have the hardware to run it. So I did not explore the police station very much when I...
Client has been held here long enough. Are you gonna let me speak to them or not?
Just a moment, ma'am. Someone will be right with you.
Hey, lady. What can you tell me? What are you hacking away on over here? Okay, you do whatever it is you think you're going to do. But yeah, we're getting these weird, like, staticky effects when I move. At first I thought it was dust particles, but I think it's more of like, hey, we're tripping out over here. I think.
How many times do we have to do this, Walter? Huh? I'm at my wit's end with you.
Okay, so we got a policeman talking.
Something bad's going down. I can feel it. Let me out.
See, now I should be able to interrogate him. Like, hey, what is your premonition? I know I just went through some messed up shit, so
I like throwing you in jail every other day. No.
nothing else I can really do in the jail.
Do you have any idea how much paperwork you're causing me? What's a lot?
Alrighty.
You can sit here.
Man, look at the lighting.
Think about your life choices, buddy. Is it really worth this?
It doesn't budge.
Okay. Can we go in here? The other thing that I want to keep an eye out for. Okay, yeah, so we've got this note on the wall, and if I hover over this icon on the upper right here, it brings me the text on the right there, which is not bad, and the text size is decent. But again, if you were wanting to use magnifier, and if you wanted to try to use your cursor like that, it would be inaccessible because the moment you move it, it's gone. I will say, at least when you're in these interactable scenes, like your crime scenes are like this too, I love that it is a giant circle cursor. So at least that is easy to see. It's not some tiny little pointer or anything like that. I'm very thankful for that. So the other thing that I want to look out for that has been in all of Remedy's games to some degree is I want to look for like radios or TV sets, because there's always these little gag like TV shows that you can watch. They're usually pretty short, but they're rather interesting, and I want to be able to find some. And now that we got our gun, I want to see if I can find any like pills for health or ammunition, anything like that. Anything on this table that we can do. Again, I have not played. This is all new to me, so I don't know if we're gonna, get any sort of like ambushes or.
I am a tourist, and it
Weird combat. Oh, right, excellent. Here we go. I can zoom in here with right mouse. He's so droll. Oh no, a bear. This is great.
Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow, Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours. Unforgettable tour experiences at affordable prices. That's right, I'm Ilmo Koskela, voted best.
I am not phoning in the voice acting at all.
Magazine, and I'm here to give you the tour of a lifetime. But Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized and restricted access to many local nature attractions. That is true, Yanko. Many local attractions have recently become fenced off by the government. And that's why, at Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours, we say, fuck the government. We have both cutters. Oh, wow. You think of everything. And we'll take you
So
anywhere.
stilted. Oh man, it's purposely just stilted as hell. I love it.
Elderwood National Park.
That is exactly what I was looking for. I love it. That's great. They all, like, there was one, I think in Max Payne it was like this soap opera thing. They've always had those types of gags. So let's leave this police station here. All right, so now we're
Nightingale and
outside.
his cult are dangerous. We need to be prepared in case things escalate more than they already have. Can you call it in, Casey?
A smart choice, Anderson. Yeah, Agent Casey here. Yeah. We need backup. The Bright Falls case.
I like how he's just walking around.
ASAP.
He's not just standing there like, you know, an Elder Scrolls game or something.
Actually find Nightingale at the lake?
The pages haven't been wrong yet.
Well, let's follow
I
him.
assume the person writing these pages isn't playing us.
I agree. But it's our best lead.
I'm curious where he's actually going. Because I thought we were going to go to the car. I'm just going to follow him. Because I thought we were just going to walk down the street in front of the police station there. Oh, no, that's right. We were in the back. Never mind. Okay, yeah. No, he's going the right way. I totally forgot. I was thinking of the cafe. Never mind. And I love the attention to detail. Like, I could just wander around this town, and I already sort of have just been wandering around. Just, I've gone into a few buildings that I'm presumably going to have plot points in later. But looks like there's like a hotel I went into. There's, like I said, the cafe. The feel of this just small town. I grew up on a farm. I grew up in a small town, and this just feels just so, you know, like we got this small main street here right by the water. We got our little cart over here. No, it feels pretty authentic. Okay, we got a. Can I use this? Because it looks like a map. Or did I already do that? Maybe I already did use it. Because I want to make sure. Because I wonder if I can do fast travel between these points eventually. So, yeah, I'll chat with you later, dude. Okay, so I guess we can go to our forest.
Clock out, get a beer. Or maybe 3.
I need to come clean, Anderson. I know why Nightingale was here 13 years ago. He was chasing a writer, Alan Wake.
Ah, yep.
Tammy mentioned him. She's writing a book on his disappearance.
So he disappeared like 13 years ago.
From his books, Alex, Casey.
Yeah, I've heard the jokes at the office. Cold case Casey. Murder case Casey. Sorry.
Haha. It's the same name, similar job. It's the first thing anyone thinks of. It annoyed me, but that was it. Then 10 years ago, I started getting strange letters in the mail. Fragments of prose describing murders. You've heard the stories about what happened in New York. Some of it, at least. Bodies started to pile up. It was a murder cult. Turns out the fragments sent to me were from the crime books of Alan Wake. The cult was copycatting the murders from the books. In their heads, they were performing a ritual to bring Wake back. Their imagined prophet. After that case, I started looking into Wake's disappearance on the side.
Yeah, that is
You
definitely
thought this case might
Max
be connected
Payne.
to him? His name does keep popping up.
I just wanted you to have all the facts.
Next time, give them to me before we find ourselves in the middle of a horror story.
Fair. Okay, so now we're driving back out to where we started the game, I think. Because we want to go back and see where the crime scene was, I believe. Okay, the heart. Can't help but be able to read that.
Nightingale's in something called an overlap. Need to figure out exactly what that means.
I'm not sure what that means either.
In charge of this mess.
Thanks. Let's start looking for Nightingale where he was killed. The writer of these pages knows what will happen. Because they're behind this, or because they can see what's coming. Impossible things are happening here. A world operating on different rules. I need to understand this strange logic.
So this is the gate that, or shortcut that we took
to solve the case.
Coming back before. And I'm just going to follow our buddy here. Because I do wish, like I said, I wish there were like a waypoint thing that I could trigger to go, here's my next objective.
What sort of cult refers to themselves as a cult?
In my experience, they don't.
We're not seeing the full picture yet.
Hey, hello there. How are you folks doing?
Those restricted area signs don't do a damn thing, huh?
Okay, well, let's go see what's going on over here, huh?
Hello, Saga Anderson. Are you two supposed to be here?
I'm Ilmo Koskela. Fantastic to meet you.
Hudawada?
And yes, Stephen here hired me to show him through the woods. He's in town on important government business. Fixing this impressive piece of hardware.
I work for the FBC, ma'am. I'm authorized to be here.
And I bet you two are here about that murder. Nasty stuff. How's it going?
How did you hear about the murder, Ilmo? Do you know anything that could help us?
People tend to tell me things. The Koskela brothers are kind of a household name around here. Speaking of, if you're looking for some fun, stop by Watery. Just down the road from Bright Falls, there's our Coffee World amusement park. There's sauna vihta. And we offer a variety of guided tours, hunting, fishing, hiking, whatever strikes your fancy. You name it, we probably got it.
Okay, let's go talk to this guy.
What is this thing?
It's just a monitoring station, ma'am. The Federal Bureau of Control checks volcanic activity and air toxicity levels. No need to worry, though. It's mostly for research purposes.
That's one gorgeous weather saga. Looks Nordic. I bet a family member made it.
So the Bureau of Control, that is from the Control game, which is, I wish I had a little bit more background on the full story of Control, because you were trapped in this giant building that would just like morph into all kinds of weird, trippy environments, and I should probably watch like a summary of what happened in that game to get more context for Alan Wake 2.
My mother made this sweater for me. How do you know?
I knew it. My mom used to knit those sweaters for me and my brother. Watery, my hometown, was founded by Finnish immigrants. So between your name and the sweater, I figured your family might be from Finland too. Suomi, Finland. Pulla, Karjalan piirakka.
Close. My mom's family is from Sweden originally. I don't know much about them beyond that. The sweater is just something to remember her by.
And I believe Remedy, the developers of this game, are from Finland, if I recall correctly.
Stephen, we're investigating a murder that occurred nearby. What can you tell me about your bureau?
Nothing that isn't classified, I'm afraid. But I don't know anything about a murder. Operations here are run by a different department. I'm just here to make some repairs. The wiring on this thing frays every couple months.
Yep, that's the raccoons. They grow real big here with teeth like you wouldn't believe. Cannot run through a garbage can.
Damn.
Thank you.
Gnaw through a garbage can? That's
I need to head out.
That's some mean coons, man. Alright, let's go see what's in this trailer here. Okay, so we got another page. I'll let you pause and read that if you'd like. I mean, a game like this, it's such a shame that we couldn't have something like The Last of Us or even God of War style. You know, a game like this could totally be made accessible. Because it has the semi-open environments like Last of Us 2, but is a very story-based game. You're navigating through 3D environments, you're shooting, you're kind of sneaking, I think, on occasion. And, you know, if you had text-to-speech and some navigation assists, that's the cool thing. I mean, as, you know, before I'd be like, God, how do you make a game like this accessible? That's what I would kind of get stumped on, but we've seen at least a handful of titles now, like big AAA games like this, that are totally blind accessible. So, especially with how cool the environment and the storytelling in this game seems to be, I'm kind of sad that not only is this not blind playable, but I mean, there's not even some niceties that you would have in a typical modern game, like, you know, like I said, the shiny items and stuff like that. It feels, to me, this game sort of feels like
A lot of things about this case keep bothering me, but one thing feels really off. Breaker's disappearance. I don't get the feeling Nightingale was responsible.
He was about to give you more of those pages. Something didn't want us to have them? Or was protecting him from Nightingale? Spontaneous combustion? I don't know. Not the kind of disappearance we normally solve.
But what I was saying is, like, the overall, like, UI and everything, it kind of gives me this, like a 2010s vibe, just with much prettier graphics. And in some ways that can be a good thing, but in some ways, especially as how, you know, how good the game looks, that can also be a problem for low vision accessibility.
No sign of Nightingale, but the page did place him at Cauldron Lake in an overlap. So how do we follow him there?
Maybe something around here will tell us.
After we find Nightingale, what then? I've never arrested a monster.
I've watched you arrest plenty of monsters, Anderson.
You know what I mean. Monsters. Light worked against him at the morgue. That might be the only way to stop him from hurting anyone else. Monsters, overlaps, rituals. What do you make of all of this?
The killers are usually the ones performing the ritual, not the detective. Acting out their sick fantasy. They may be trying to get you involved, forcing you into their twisted world.
But with dead men coming alive, the word ritual starts to have more weight behind it. We need to look around, learn what this ritual is.
She's saying that weird. It's ritual, not ritual. Ritual. I thought I heard that weird pronunciation earlier, but I didn't say anything right away. All right, so it doesn't look like we have any new clues that we can put in our board. So let's leave that. Okay. So we gotta look around. So this is largely what the game has been.
We've seen this symbol before.
Thus far. Oh yeah. I remember seeing that symbol in a little trailer thing that I saw when I was here earlier. Those arrows. Okay, so we got that. I wish there was like a ping. So again, I'm just kind of wandering around looking for keyboard prompts. Like here's one over here, I think. Yep.
Bare feet.
Ah.
Nightingale. I'll see where these footprints lead. Can you comb through the crime scene one more time, KC? Just in case?
On it. If anything comes up, I'll radio you.
Okay, so we got to follow a footprint. Ooh, wow, look at that sky. That's a neat looking, what, sunrise, sunset? Okay, so now I got to follow footprints, which may or may not be easy enough to see. But what I was saying before we talked to our detective FBI buddy over there is, you know, yeah, it's great that these games look as good as they do, but again, that can be really not so friendly to low vision because it's easier to overlook things or miss things because, you know, you got to look at all the foliage, look at all the environmental detail we have here. I don't know. I'm hoping we need to go this way. Okay, it looks like we still see some stuff here. Again, I'm trying not to overlook clues because it's so dark. Even with the flashlight on. Okay. Oh, do we get a button prompt there? Thought we did. Okay, we got some sinister music, so that clues me in. I think we're going the right way. I wonder if you're going to actually see me try to kill somebody. Okay, I do have my gun. That's good. Might be needing it. Okay, what do we got up here? Is this where I'm supposed to go? I don't even know. Yeah, everything is so bloody dark. Just looking around here. Ooh. That's some good sound effects there. That's... So you know something's got to pop out, right? It's gotta, doesn't it? Can I... It's like these window shutters. Can I do anything over here? Aha, let's go in our door here. Okay. I hope you at least get to see me try to shoot something here. But a lot of, like I said, what I've seen so far has been looking around environment for clues, going into my little detective headspace thingy, and just trying to piece these little clue things together. So... Wow, yeah, if I turn that off, it is really dark. I feel like there's something in here. There's got to be something in here, right? There's got to be, isn't there? But there doesn't seem to be. Other than that damn window making noises, like it keep thinking something's out to get me. Okay, so we got our... Well, I don't think we can do anything in here. Do we just crawl back down again? Oh, wait, what's this? Okay, we got a newspaper of some kind. Or a signage of some kind. It looks like a newspaper, but okay. Yeah, it seems like a bad place to go. Yeah, it is so unbelievably dark that it's kind of hard for me to tell where to go. How do I climb back down? I'm trying to remember what side I came up on. I mean, all I see is just a bunch of trees and leaves, and there's our door again. Let's go around this way. Can I... Okay, so there... Yeah, it's so hard to see. Screw it, let's just go this way. Okay, we got another couple of pages here. Wish those were narrated. I feel like we're just on the verge of... I feel like we're just on the verge of figuring something out. Or encountering some bad guys or monsters or what have you. Okay, that's that same one. Yeah, it's so detailed that it's actually really making it hard. Between the detail and the low lighting here, it's really hard for me to see where to go. I feel like if I figure out where I'm supposed to go, it's kind of just dumb luck. So yeah, we're back here again. Maybe if I turn that, okay, yeah, if I turn that off, I can barely see a thing. I mean, like I said, as long as we hear this music, I feel like we're in the right spot. Because when I went over here, the music kind of started dying down. I know I climbed up on a rock or whatever. Is there anything... Because I can't just jump over stuff. Like, to me, you know, maybe I could just jump over this or something. But, yeah. See if I can find my way back to some footprints again. And sometimes the problem is sometimes things don't seem to trigger until I go in here and do my thing. Okay, so I put that in.
An Alex Casey movie lunchbox.
Mm.
Casey hates the endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective. He hates those cheesy crime books.
All right, yeah.
He hates the movies.
So instead of... Wait, was there something in there? Aha. There we go. I don't know what I grabbed, but Ooh, what is this? Is this presumably what we needed to find? Okay, we got a tutorial. Manuscript fragments can be upgrade. Oh, okay. Upgrade weapons and mind place. Yeah, the mind place. That's what she calls it. Interesting. Yeah, good for me. Okay. Oh, okay, so I can choose. Let's see. Again and again. Hold the fire button to activate auto fire. Well, this significantly increases the rate of fire. Yeah, okay. Let's see, what else could I choose? Ooh, more bullets. That sounds like a pretty good thing. More magazine size by 50%. That could be helpful. Another headshot. Land 2 headshots in quick succession to stun an enemy. Yeah, that would be nice, but I kind of want more ammo. Can I afford any of it, though? I need 12 pages. How many? Let's see, where does it tell me how many I have? Oh, God, I've only got one? Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's good to know that I have those sorts of weapon upgrades in my future. Okay, well, that was a good thing, I suppose. Still don't know where I need to go because I can't see a damn thing.
Did you know this entire area is inside a caldera? This whole mountain used to be an active volcano. Imagine the force it took to carve this crater out of the earth. Calderas are pretty rare, so be sure to take it in.
So, essentially, we're standing in the gaping maw of hell.
You got it.
Great.
I used to love geology when I was in school. I helped Logan build a great baking soda volcano for her science fair.
Cheating on a science fair?
Nah.
That's almost a crime, Anderson.
I'm not gonna say no to quality time with a volcano. I mean, my daughter.
So yeah, we're back in the cabin. And I don't think there's anything I really can do in here that I can see. Okay, I shut the door by accident. Open up again. Okay, so we're climbing back down. Okay. So that's where we originally climbed up. God, it's so dark.
The tracks lead into the water. Where
Okay.
do you go from here?
It's a mighty fine question, madam. Ah, hi, how you doing?
I can feel something. A presence. Nightingale isn't far.
Okay, I felt my controller vibrate. Let me unplug that real quick. Yeah, I know, I don't care. Because we're playing with keyboard and mouse here. Okay, you know shit's gonna go down here, I think, pretty soon. I think we might get some combat here to wrap this thing up. Oh, what do we got here? Ooh. Okay, grab something. Pills or something, I don't know. Or ammo or something. Okay, birds. Think I'm going the right way? It is hella hard to see. It is very, very hard to see. I feel like I'm kind of just aimlessly walking. I mean, I was going the right way. I don't know if I still am. Trying to look for interactive prompts. Odds are I've already just missed something stupid. I mean, for a minute there I had it going. Ooh, what do we got over here? Okay. I have no idea if I'm going the right way. It is so damn dark. I'd love to show you guys some combat because I'm sure they'll have that flashlight mechanic from the first game. I would imagine that they're gonna... Okay, what do we got here? Oh. Another page of some sort. I'll let you pause and read that if you wish. And we got something over here. Yeah, if that was voice acted or had menu narration, be wonderful. Is that a dead end? Is that the only thing that we... Oh, lunchbox. Yay! That's good. Yeah, so we have 4. Okay. Still can't do anything with that yet. Okay, oh, hey, at least we found some more goodies. Why do I have a feeling we just went to a dead end? Yeah, that's what that is. Okay, well, hey, at least I got the lunchbox. So they had thermoses in the first game that you had to collect. I don't remember if they did anything or not. Still trying to... Yeah, I mean, the game looks great, but almost to the detriment of accessibility, I would argue. Because I am having a hell of a time stumbling my way around here. Like, the music is picking up again, so again, looking for interactive prompts, kind of also trying to look for... Okay, oh, what is it? Okay, we can climb back up here. Fair. So there could be another path. I know she mentioned the water. We can go this way. Okay, I remember that, I think. Let's head down this way. Hell if I know if we're going the right way. I don't know. Such a bummer this game does not feature at least some waypoint guidance or just something that would make it easier. Oh, I wonder if we're back... If we're going back up to that cabin again, I gotta say I'm gonna be kind of upset. because then we just went in a big old circle. Yep. Son of a gun. Alright, let's hop on down again. Because she mentioned going down into the water. So let's putz around in here. There's something down here I'm supposed to interact with. I apologize, this is kind of going to be an overall slow video. You know, you got some story stuff in the beginning, which is not bad. But once you get out into the, you know, more semi-open world proper, I think it's also kind of important to see where, you know, if games like this don't have some things, maybe a high contrast mode, that could be very helpful, you know, turning on, making the environment sort of gray so things stand out. Like, I did not think I would use that, but I used the ever-loving crap out of that in The Last of Us Part 1 and 2, and in a couple of other games that have offered it. So, you know, I'm not saying that I want to have it on all the time, but it's sure nice to have. So I think we found somewhere different. I think. Wait, did I see another? Oh, what do we got here?
What is that? Seems like it's reacting to the light.
Oh, okay. Oops, I better reload. Huh.
These aren't the same tracks that were here before. They're headed into the tree, not out of it.
Alright. So I'm pointing my light at it. What does that say? It says you can toggle flashlight, boost. Oh, is that the middle button? Increase darkness. Okay. Ah, okay. There we go.
My flashlight burned the dark stuff away. It was covering another page.
The fuse was in place. Saga stepped into the witch's hut. Inside, a bright light. There were objects that stood out to Saga, as if the light had manifested them.
The witch's hut. Okay. I trust the pages to lead me to the overlap.
Was that stupid place we just were? God, I would kill for like some kind of a nav assist right now, because it is just so damn dark. And I almost like wouldn't mind fighting a dude here just so you guys could see, so I could, you know, do the beam like this, and if I aimed it at them, basically it gets all the darkness gunk away from them, and then when you zap, it's kind of like their shield essentially, and then you once they're vulnerable, then you fill them full of lead. Okay, so guess we're going. Okay, we're not alone. Wait, is this back to where we were? Yeah, I think so. God, it's dark. We'll wrap it up here pretty soon. But I was hoping we would get just even a taste. Just a small taste of combat. Again, I'm making sure that there aren't interact prompts. because maybe I can collect something, or maybe... And the other thing that I don't really know, and I haven't fully figured out just yet, is I haven't figured out, like, it seems that in order to trigger some things from, some trigger things happening in the story, there are times where I think I literally have to go into my mind space and do my little detective thing so it can trigger whatever it is I'm supposed to do in the real world. And so it's like, I wish that part was optional. Like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I wish that if you want to do that stuff, you could, but if you didn't, it wasn't necessary, you know, or you could just sort of automate it. And like, I just want to focus on exploration and, you know, playing the game, and not so much working with that case board and whatnot. So yeah, like I said, it's just so dark. It's hard for me to tell what I can actually go around, what I can actually climb up on. I have a feeling I'm just going to end right back to where we were. It is so dark. I apologize, you guys. Looking for any other side paths here. So I hear other things happening elsewhere. Yeah, where are we going? Okay, I thought I saw something over here. Yeah, see, I keep coming back to this place. During the day, this wasn't quite as hard to navigate, but... So we're out of the water. Alright, let's jump up here again. Let's see if this little hut up here, if that's what they mean by the witch's hut. Aha! Excellentness.
Thought I saw something in the woods. Probably just a deer, but I'm gonna check it out.
Okay. I found another page. Following up on a lead. Keep checking in.
Roger.
Okie dokie. Let's go into the witch's hut.
The page described the hut being lit and mentioned a fuse.
Oh, goody. So we're going to have to find fuses, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, guys, unfortunately, we're not really going to get to see any combat from what it sounds like. But at least I learned that this was the hut that we were eventually supposed to investigate. But I think I'm going to go through more of this investigation nonsense off camera. You know, if they add accessibility features or something later, we may revisit this video, or revisit this game, I'm sorry. But, you know, this is Alan Wake 2. I love a lot of what it is doing. I really do. But at the same time, I feel like some aspects of it... here we go.
The fuse box is missing a fuse. I need to find one to turn on the lights.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's our fuse box. Where we find a fuse, God only knows. wonder if it'll be one of those things where I can't do the one thing until I do the exact other thing, and then it'll let me progress. Oh, okay. I didn't know I had a melee attack now. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, so like I said, as much as I like this, I can definitely see myself with the fidelity of the game. You know, especially think about looking for a fuse in a detailed environment like this, especially if there's no sort of, you know, kind of a shimmering, shiny or similar effect off in the distance. I could see overlooking this to be a pretty easy thing to do. So I will leave it up to you as far as if you are a low vision player, if you think this is something that you want to play. It is available on your PlayStation 5, your Xbox Series, and PC via the Epic Games Store. So yeah, I will kind of leave it up to you. Like I said, I love the storytelling, I love the environments. I'm curious where the story goes, both the kind of investigation that we're doing. I want to know. I know you do play as Alan Wake eventually here, so I'm curious to see what his whole spiel is. I've seen in game reviews, I've seen, you know, little tiny glimpses of footage as playing as Alan, but otherwise, yeah. I feel like I'm gonna have to kind of struggle my way through parts of this game. Some parts might go pretty smoothly, and some of the more visual pixel hunting, shall we say, for lack of a better word, may be a little more difficult. So I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. Hopefully this gameplay at least showed you some of the interface, some of where I had trouble. And yeah, so hopefully you found the video helpful. Give it a like if you did. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, twitch.tv/illegally-cited, illegally-cited.com, and right here on YouTube. Until next time, I will chat with everybody again later.